Okay, hi everyone. This is my first time doing a video like this, so bear with me. This is the card that we're going to be doing. This is to replace the Tuesday class that we did not get to have in March, and then I will be doing more videos for the classes for April. We are going to do 2 cards. I'm going to do a separate video for the second card because I don't have a lot of space right here to have all my supplies and everything all ready to go, so I just thought it would be easier if I did it in 2 separate videos. I do want to share, these are the projects that we made in the Monday class before everybody was quarantined. This is just a little Easter treat box that we made. Opens like this, and you can put your Easter treats in there. And then this is the card that we made. Just wanted to share those. So this is the card that I made for the sample. It opens like this. The little flower helps hold the flap down, and that's the inside. So let's see, the stamp set that we are using is the Happy Easter set, and right now I'm not sure where I set the box, so when I see it I will show you guys that. But we're gonna get started. We're gonna make this card a little bit different from the sample. We're gonna use the little ducky in the set instead of the little lamb. Here's the set. Welcome Easter, so it has the little ducky and the bunny rabbit and the little lamb. So on the Monday class we used the bunny rabbit, and for my sample I used the little lamb, so I thought we would use the little chick for the card that I'm going to show you how to do. So this is the pineapple paper. Let's see, Pineapple Punch is the cardstock that we're using, and this is just a normal half sheet of cardstock, so it's the 8.5 by 5.5 folded in half. I wrote the measurements on here so that you guys could see them. And then we have a 4 by 5.25 inch white piece of cardstock, and these are actually 2 pieces the same size that we need for this card. 4 by 5.25, they're both the same size. This piece right here is 4.5 by 5.5. And this is just a coordinating piece of the decorative paper from the little 6 by 6 packets that I had passed around class for everybody to look at. This is the neutral set. It comes in each of the 4 color families. It's the 6 by 6 paper, and it has different designs on each side. So, and then I went ahead and cut the frame that goes around the outside, so, and I will show you which thinlits I use to cut that with when we get there. So we're going to start out folding our main piece of our card in half. Then we're going to use the 4.5 by 5.5 inch piece. and I'm going to show you where to score these at. So you're going to take your cardstock and you're going to slide it over here and score it at 4 inches. So 4 inches here. Oops, I just cut it. And you're going to try not to do that, but you're going to score. Then you're going to line it up at the 2-inch mark, and you're just going to make a little mark at the top and at the bottom to show 2 inches from the side. Then you're going to turn it this way. Your score line is at the bottom here, and you're going to slide that over to 2 3/4 and make another little pencil mark right here. So now you have the score line around right here. You have a little pencil line here at 2 inches, a little pencil line here at 2 inches from this edge, and this is your halfway mark here. So then what you're going to want to do is line up those little marks on your little grooved edge here. And cut that off. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Your score mark is right here. Lining up those little marks right there and right there. And you're going to cut that off. So now we have this front flap. Where the score mark is, you're going to go ahead and fold that, and I'm going to put a piece of tape right here where I accidentally cut that. And that's going to be hidden. We're not going to be able to see that on the inside like this. Reinforce it like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and fold that over. That part is going to fold over onto the back of your card, and that's how we're going to attach that. So once you have that done, then you can go ahead and erase these little marks here so that they don't show. So now we're going to go ahead and cut some circles. So this is the layering circles, and we're going to use the second largest scallop, that is for this piece. Then we're going to use this circle, so this is the largest, this is the next largest, then this one, then this one, so that would be the 4th largest of the circles. And this is the size that cut the inside of this circle. So I had just lined these up together, put some purple tape to hold them together, and that's how I cut this piece out of the glitter paper. But what we're going to do is we're going to use these, and I'm only using this Thinlit so I can see where to place this one. Kind of line it up. Then I'm going to take this one off, and I'm going to use some purple tape to tape that in place. If you don't have any of this purple tape, your washi tape will also do. Then I'm going to cut that with the Big Shot. Okay, so now that we have our hole cut, we are going to do a little stamping on this. So I'm going to pull out the Pineapple Punch stamp pad, and we're going to stamp the little flowers that are in the set and the little bumblebee and some leaves, just randomly all over the card, just like I did here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is take this scrap piece and put it over this edge here, just so that when I turn the card over, you don't see random stamping here. I'm going to turn my stamp as I'm stamping so that the leaves aren't facing in the same direction all the time. Okay, stamp some little bumblebees on here. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So now once that's done, you can go ahead and glue this piece down. So I just used a little bit of my snail adhesive on here, and I'm going to line this up around my circle and glue that down. Okay, so now we're going to work on our card base. And instead of a normal card where it opens this way, this card is going to open this way. And this piece is going to be glued down like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some tear and tape on my little strip here. Okay, so now we're not going to glue this down on here yet because I don't want to run, I want to run this through the Big Shot before I put it down. So what I'm going to do is line it up here where I want it to go. So it's going to be like that. Okay. And I'm going to take my pencil here and I'm going to trace out this circle. Okay. So now I know where that circle is to line it up. Now, so now for this card, I used this circle right here, which is a little bit bigger than this one. But not as much of the background paper shows as what I wanted. So I'm actually going to go a little bit smaller and we're going to use this one. So, which will still be plenty big. You're still going to see enough of that little chick through the opening. So we are going to line up this circle inside of this one, and we're going to use a little bit of the purple tape. To tape this down. And I think that looks pretty good. So then we're going to open this up and we're going to run this through the Big Shot. So now we're going to take our decorative paper, which is cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and we're going to go ahead and mount that on one of our white pieces. One of these white pieces is for this, and the other white piece is what's going to go inside our card right here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that here. Okay, and now this piece is going to go on here like this, but we want to have our hole in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just tack it down in a couple spots. Because I don't want to have to run all 3 of these pieces together, and just go like this a little bit so that this isn't quite as tacky as it was. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on the front here, line it up where I want it. And then I'm going to open up the card, and I'm going to trace my circle. And I'm going to go ahead and erase this pencil mark. Okay, now I'm going to pop this off of here and cut out this hole. Excuse my head if I have to lean forward just to get this lined up a little bit. This is really weird, talking to a phone and not all of you sitting at the table in front of me. I kind of miss that. So I'm looking forward to this all being over and seeing all of you again. And also, I feel like my hands are like really out there for you to look at. And Ashley did my nails for me so that they would look pretty, all except for this one, of course. And for those of you that don't know me, I lost part of my finger with a little accident with a compound miter saw several years ago. So that's how that happened. And no, I don't get a discount when I go to the nail salon, unfortunately. Okay, so we're gonna run this through the Big Shot. Okay, so now we have our nice hole cut out here, and we can do a little assembling. So I'm going to take this piece and go ahead and I'm just going to tack it down for now. You know, because if I don't stamp my little ducky nice, then I can put another piece on here without tearing everything up. And go ahead and attach this down. Put some more adhesive on here. Okay, so that when we attach that down, you can see a lot more of that pretty decorative paper under there. I just thought that would look a little bit better than this one. It kind of loses some of the effect when you can't see it as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and peel off my tear-in tape and attach this piece. And I'm going to line up the front right where I want it, and then fold my little piece over so that it comes out just right. Then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to lightly trace out a little bit of the circle on the inside so I know right where to stamp my little ducky. Okay, so I'm going to take some black ink here and stamp our little ducky friend. And you want to stamp him so that his head is well in the circle and the bottom part of his body is hanging under the circle. I don't know if you can see well, but the circle is, my line is right here, and right here. Because you want to be able to see his face in the circle. If you stamp it too high, then you're looking at like his neck. So when we line all this up, that's what you're going to see. Okay. After you get him stamped, then I'm also, I'm going to stamp a bumblebee on the inside here, just like I did on the inside here. Get some of that yellow off. Okay, then we're also going to put on here to have a wonderful Easter. And I'm going to put my black ink away and get out my Granny Apple Green, and we're going to put a little bit of grass down there. Okay, then all I did with the grass, just to give it a little bit of a softer look, is I took a blender pen. And I took a little bit of ink that's in the lid, and I just kind of added a little bit of softness underneath the grass here. Okay. And we can go ahead and put our green away. And then I'm going to go ahead and erase my little circle here so we don't see the circle around the little ducky. And I'm going to do a little bit of coloring in here. I finally broke down and started buying some of the Stampin' blends. A few of the ones I have are still the old Stampin' Blendabilities. I don't have very many of either one, but I like them, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and do a little bit of coloring with some of these. I also have some Spectrum Noir markers, alcohol markers that I like, so I just use whichever ones that I happen to have the right color for. And this is the marker that I like to use to do some shading. So to my little bumblebee there, and then I'm going to do a little bit of shading down here under our little duck. And I'm going to start out with his little beak and his feet. These are the old Blendabilities. They used to have packs of 3 in the color family. These are the Calypso Coral, and they come with a dark, a medium, and a light. Like I said, these are the old ones that they no longer carry because there were issues with them. The Stampin' Blends I hear are wonderful. But with alcohol markers, what I like to do is I start out with my lightest color, and then I bring in a bit of shading. So I'm going to do his little feet here, and his little beak, and his little, I don't know what that thing is called, but the little top notch thing here. So that's the lightest color, and then I'm going to do a little bit of shading and then blend it together. And these little pieces are so tiny, it's not going to take much shading. And then maybe I'll add, so I used the darkest and the lightest. I don't even really think that I need the medium, but I'll do a little bit of blending with it just to get that. I'm definitely not real good with these. I haven't practiced much, but I do like them. I like the way that they color, I like the way that they blend, and I just need more practice. So that is that. And then for the Chicky himself, I'm going to use the Pineapple Punch. These are the blends, the ones that are in the current catalog, and I'm going to use the Pineapple Punch ones, and they come with a dark and a light. So once again, I'm going to start out with the light one, and I'm going to color him in. Okay, then I'm going to go in with the dark and do a little shading. Okay, and then just to blend it all together, I'm going to use a little bit more of the light just to blend it together a little bit more. That's what I like about these, they're so smooth. Okay, and I think I'm actually going to use a little bit of the Daffodil Delight of the old ones, just to bring in a little extra darker shading here.